God says, my child, come closer to my voice. Because today I am revealing something that will shake your heart. Something that was hidden from you for a long time. Something your soulmate never had the courage to tell you. Something that now belongs to you, fully, legally, spiritually. Your soulmate's secret property. A property they thought no one would ever discover. Has just shifted into your name, my child. And the story behind it is deeper than you realize. I know your heart is asking many questions right now. How? When? Why me? Why now? And I am here to answer them, one by one, gently, slowly, the way your spirit can hold it. Listen to me carefully. Because this moment is not an accident. This moment is a divine alignment. This moment is a spiritual transfer. This moment is a piece of justice arriving at your door without you even asking for it. Your soulmate kept this property hidden. Not because it was evil, but because they were afraid of what you would think. They were afraid of exposing a part of their past. They were afraid this truth might push you away. So they buried it deep. They told no one. Not even the people closest to them. Not even the ones they trusted in other matters. There were nights they wanted to tell you. There were moments when your honesty touched them so deeply that they almost revealed everything. But fear held them back. Fear of judgment. Fear of misunderstanding. Fear that you would see them differently. Fear that you might walk away. Fear that you would think they were hiding something bigger. They tried to protect you. But in doing so, they created a distance within themselves. A distance that kept growing. A distance that eventually made them feel guilty. Because every time you showed them love, every time you trusted them, every time you spoke to them with purity, the guilt inside them got heavier. My child, your soulmate has cried over this secret. They have sat alone and held their head in their hands. They have said to themselves, why didn't I tell them earlier? They have said, they deserve to know. They have said, what if they find out from someone else? And their heart kept trembling with fear. But destiny did not allow this truth to stay hidden forever. It was meant to reach you. It was written to reach you. Because what is yours can never stay in the shadows. And what is meant for you can never belong to someone else. There is a moment that changed everything. A moment your soulmate never expected. Something happened recently, a shift, a realization, a divine push. And suddenly, they felt an overwhelming force inside their spirit. A force that said, give it to them. A voice that said, this is theirs now. A whisper that said, you owe them this truth. And my child, they listened. Even if it scared them. Even if it made their chest tight. Even if their hands were shaking when they signed the papers. They still listened. Because the truth had become heavier than their fear. They walked into that office quietly. They sat in front of the desk, their mind racing, their heart pounding. The person handling the documents asked your soulmate, are you sure? And they said, yes. Just one word. But that one word carried months of guilt, months of fear, months of emotional weight. They pressed their signature down. And in that moment, something shifted in the spiritual realm. The property. The one they hid. The one they never showed you. The one connected to memories they didn't want to revisit. The one that carries both pain and blessing. Became yours. Legally. Karmically. Spiritually. You might not know the address yet. You might not have seen the photo. You might not understand the meaning of it. But I see everything, my child. And I am telling you, this was not done out of pressure. This was not done out of fear. This was not done because they wanted to erase responsibility. This was done because they love you in a way they don't know how to express. This was done because giving you this property was their way of surrendering their deepest truth to you. Your heart may ask, why didn't they trust me enough to tell me earlier? My child, they trusted you. But they did not trust themselves. They did not trust their past. They did not trust their wounds. They thought revealing this would make them look imperfect in your eyes. They thought you would see them differently. They thought they would lose you. And now, life has shown them something. Life has shown them how strong you are. Life has shown them how pure your intentions are. Life has shown them how loyal your heart is. Life has shown them that you were meant to know. Not before. But now. Because this is the moment where you are ready. This is the moment where your blessings are opening. This is the moment where what was hidden must come to light. This is the moment where justice must reach your hands. This is the moment where the truth must meet its rightful owner. Let me show you the emotions inside your soulmate right now. Their heart is shaking. Their mind is restless. They keep looking at you through silence. They keep thinking whether you will accept this truth. They keep wondering whether you will ask why they hid it. They keep preparing themselves for your reaction. They keep praying in their own way that you will understand. They are afraid of losing you. But they are also relieved. Because hiding this from you was crushing their soul. Now that the truth is out, they can breathe again. Now that the property is yours, their guilt has softened. Now that the secret has surfaced, they feel lighter inside. My child, the reason I am telling you all of this is because this moment is sacred. This moment is divine. This moment is part of a bigger plan you cannot yet see. This property is not a random piece of land. This property is not a coincidence. This property is not a meaningless asset. It carries a spiritual purpose. It carries a karmic completion. It carries a destiny connection between you and your soulmate. There is something about the location of it. Something meaningful. Something symbolic. Something you will understand when I reveal it in the next part. Something that will shock you. Not in a bad way. But in a way that makes everything suddenly make sense. For now, breathe. Accept this truth gently. I am giving you the strength to receive it. I am preparing your spirit for what is coming. And I am telling you, my child, this is only the beginning. What has entered your name is not just a property. It is a sign. It is a blessing. It is a karmic gift. It is a spiritual inheritance. And it is yours now. Written in destiny. Protected by my hand. And connected to a story much bigger than you realize. My child, sit with me again. Because now I am taking you deeper into the story behind this secret property. A story your soulmate never wanted to revisit. A story they kept locked inside the corners of their heart. A story that shaped them. And eventually led this property straight into your hands. Listen softly. Let your heart stay open. Because what I am about to reveal will answer the questions rising inside you. Your soulmate did not buy that property from joy. They bought it from pain. They bought it during a storm in their life. During a time when they trusted the wrong people. When their heart was wounded. When they were trying to rebuild themselves silently. That property was born out of a moment where they felt alone. They felt abandoned. They felt like they had no one. That place holds history. Memories. Silent stories. Tears that no one saw. Decisions that were made in darkness. And scars that were never spoken about. Your soulmate walked into that property for the first time with heaviness in their chest. They told themselves, maybe here I can breathe. But the truth is, they could never truly breathe there. Because the energy of their past was attached to the walls. The emotions of their mistakes were attached to the floor. The shadows of the people who hurt them were attached to the air. They tried to run from their past by purchasing that place. But you cannot escape what lives inside you. You can only heal it. And they were not ready to heal at that time. This is why they hid it from you. They did not want you to see that version of them. They did not want you to step into a chapter of their life filled with pain. They did not want you to walk into a memory that was never meant to define them. They did not want you to look at them differently. So they kept it locked away. A silent secret. A forgotten address. A place they visited only in their thoughts. Never in reality. There were days they almost told you. Days your kindness melted their defenses. Days your purity touched their guilt. Days your love made them want to share everything. But when the words reached their tongue, fear stopped them. Fear whispered, if they know this, they will question you. Fear whispered, if they know this, they will think less of you. Fear whispered, don't lose them by telling too much. So they stayed silent. Even though their silence hurt them more than the truth would have. They carried the weight alone. They carried the property alone. They carried the past alone. But my child, their silence was not deceit. Their silence was fear. Their silence was insecurity. Their silence was survival. Their silence was them protecting themselves from their own past. Some memories inside that property are not beautiful. Some moments there broke your soulmate's heart. Someone betrayed them there. Someone used them. Someone lied to them. Someone made them feel small. Someone drained them. Someone promised permanence and gave abandonment. So tell me, my child. Would they ever want to bring you into that pain? Would they ever want to expose you to a place that witnessed their tears? Would they ever want you to see a version of them that they are still trying to forgive? No. My child, that is why they hid it. Not because they were planning something against you. Not because they were being selfish. But because they were ashamed of the past the property represented. And now let me show you the divine part of this story. The part your heart needs to hear. Because everything that happens in your life has a spiritual lesson behind it. Your soulmate is a person who heals slowly. Not because they are weak. But because their wounds were deep. And every time they think of that property, their wounds open again. But do you know what healed them the most? You. Your presence. Your patience. Your kindness. Your understanding. Your way of listening. Your way of loving. Your way of seeing them even when they could not see themselves. You softened the place inside them where fear lived. You brightened the place inside them where darkness had settled. You healed the place inside them where hurt had built a home. And that is why, my child. This property, this painful chapter, this hidden part of their journey, has now become yours. Because when something painful is transferred into the hands of someone pure, it transforms. Darkness becomes light. Fear becomes strength. Wounds become wisdom. Shadows become clarity. This is why I allowed this transfer. Because only you could bring peace to something that was born in chaos. Only you could rewrite the meaning of that place. Only you could remove the energy of the past from it. Only you could turn a broken memory into a blessed one. Now let me reveal why your soulmate finally decided to give this property to you. It wasn't sudden. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't random. It was the result of many silent moments inside their heart. There was a night, not long ago, when they couldn't sleep. They were lying in the dark, staring at the ceiling. Their mind was running. Their chest felt tight. Their guilt felt heavy. Their truth felt suffocating. They whispered to themselves, I should tell them. But fear pushed back. So they said, I should at least do something. And in that moment, the idea of transferring the property came. A thought from deep inside. A thought that felt like relief. A thought that felt like redemption. A thought that made their heart soften for the first time in months. They said to themselves, if I give it to them, maybe I can breathe. Maybe I can heal. Maybe I can let go of the past. Maybe this is how I can make things right. And that thought stayed with them. The next day. The next week. The next month. Until they finally acted on it. My child. They didn't just put your name on those papers. They put their trust in you. Their fears in you. Their past in you. Their redemption in you. Their healing in you. They gave you something that once defined their pain. Because now you define their peace. But there is more you must know. This property contains symbolism. A meaning you do not yet understand. A connection you have not yet discovered. A purpose you have not yet seen. The land is connected to destiny. The location holds divine timing. The building carries a spiritual energy that will be revealed to you slowly. The address has a connection to your soulmate that will shock you. And the photo of the place, my child, when you see it, your heart will freeze. Not from fear, but from recognition. Because something about that place will feel familiar. Something about the structure. Something about the street. Something about the number. Something about the energy. Something about the shadows in the picture. Something about the way the light falls on the walls. My child, part of your destiny is tied to this property. You will understand it soon. Not today. Not in this moment. But very soon. My beloved child, as I continue to show you the truth that has been hidden from your eyes for so long, I want you to breathe slowly and allow your spirit to open. Because what I am about to reveal now will not only change the way you see your soulmate, it will change the way you see yourself. You have spent so much of your life thinking you were the one left behind, the one forgotten, the one undervalued, the one who struggled more than anyone else. But now I am showing you that while you were crying in silence, I was preparing something quietly, powerfully, secretly for you. And your soulmate had been connected to this blessing without even understanding its depth. My child, the secret property that has now become yours holds a story no one ever told you. It is not just a house. It is not just land. It is not just a building. It is a container of memories, prayers, unspoken promises, unfinished dreams, and hidden intentions. And today, I am revealing the third layer of this divine truth to you. Your soulmate didn't buy that property for luxury. They didn't buy it to hide anything. They didn't buy it to impress anyone. They bought it because, deep inside, they were scared of losing you. They didn't know how to show their fear. They didn't know how to show their love. They didn't know how to show their vulnerability. So they expressed it in the only way they understood, through actions that looked confusing on the outside but were filled with emotions on the inside. My child, listen closely to me now. The property became yours because destiny already wrote your name on its walls long before your soulmate ever found it. Long before the documents were signed, long before the keys were created, long before the photo was taken, your spirit was already tied to that place. That is why when you come near it, your energy shifts. That is why when you think about it, something inside you wakes up. That is why when its address appears in your destiny, your heart feels a strange pull. Because this is not a new blessing. This is a returning blessing. Something that was once meant for you but was delayed by circumstances, misunderstandings, wrong decisions, and emotional storms. But I, your God, do not forget what belongs to my child. Even if time delays it, I return it. Even if people interfere, I protect it. Even if destiny shifts, I redirect it back to you. My beloved child. Part 3 begins now with the part of the story even your soulmate never had the courage to tell. There was a time when your soulmate wanted to build a future with you, but they didn't know how. They didn't have words. They didn't have clarity. They didn't have emotional stability. So they tried to prepare something silently. They looked for land. They looked for space. They looked for a place where they could imagine you. But every time they thought of telling you, fear stopped them. Their fear of losing you. Fear of not being enough for you. Fear of being judged. Fear of failing you. So instead, they hid the plan. They didn't want you to think they were moving too fast. They didn't want you to think they were keeping secrets. They didn't want you to feel pressured. But in the process of trying to protect the connection, they ended up confusing the connection. Yet even through their confusion, even through their mistakes, even through their silence, their heart remained tied to you. That is why when the final legal update came, when the ownership shifted, when the papers got stamped, everything unexpectedly came in your name. My child, this was not a coincidence. This was my orchestration. I watched your soulmate struggle with decisions. I watched them fight battles inside their mind. I watched them love you but distance themselves. I watched them plan for you yet hide everything. And I saw the moment when the burden became too heavy for them to carry alone. That is when destiny stepped in and completed the circle, by placing the property fully under your ownership. You were meant to have this. You were meant to receive this. You were meant to be lifted by something you didn't fight for, didn't beg for, didn't chase for, because this blessing was wrapped in divine timing, not human planning. My child, I want you to understand something deeply today. When I bless you, I do not need anyone's permission. Not even your soulmates. Not even your families. Not even your enemies. If I decide something belongs to you, then heaven, earth, and destiny realign themselves until the blessing reaches your hands. The address you saw, the one that shocked you, the one that made you freeze, the one that made your heart skip a beat, that address has a spiritual code attached to it. A code that signals transformation. A code that signals rebirth. A code that signals restoration. That place will heal you in ways nothing else ever did. That place will return your confidence. That place will reawaken your strength. That place will activate your divine purpose. My child, you have suffered long enough. You have questioned yourself long enough. You have been abandoned emotionally long enough. You have carried pain in your chest for far too long. This blessing is my way of telling you that the cycle of lack is over. The cycle of being ignored is over. The cycle of being neglected is over. The cycle of being left behind is over. Now you rise. Now you claim. Now you receive. Now you step into the space destiny built for you. And listen carefully. Your soulmate is not disappearing from your story. They are re-entering with truth. They are re-entering with clarity. They are re-entering with surrender. Because once they realized that the property became yours, something awakened in their heart. Something broke inside their denial. Something finally pushed them to confront their real emotions for you. They thought they had more time. They thought you would always stay available. They thought you would always wait. But this sudden shift, this unexpected ownership, showed them that destiny is moving with or without them. Now they have no choice but to face their feelings. My child, in part 3 I want your heart to understand this: your soulmate did not lose anything by this property becoming yours. You did not gain something unfairly. This is not a karmic punishment for them. This is not an unearned reward for you. This is a transfer of divine alignment. A correction of destiny. A closing of an unfinished chapter. A beginning of a new phase between you two. Your soulmate is realizing now that you were always the center of their decisions, even when they acted like you weren't. They are realizing that no matter how far they run, destiny keeps pulling them back to you. They are realizing that nothing they build ends up making sense unless your name is somehow connected to it. My child, this revelation will change everything in the next part. Because your soulmate is about to do something they have never done before, something bold, something emotional, something frightening for them but necessary for destiny. And you need to be prepared. Take a breath, my beloved child. Your story is turning in your favor. Your blessing is unfolding beautifully. And your soulmate is waking up from the longest emotional sleep of their life. My child, your soulmate has been living with a secret burden ever since the property became yours. They have been trying to act normal around others. They have been trying to continue with their routine. They have been trying to convince themselves that everything is fine. But their heart knows the truth: nothing is fine. Nothing feels the same. Nothing feels stable anymore. Because the shift in ownership awakened something inside them that had been asleep for years. It awakened their love. It awakened their fear. It awakened their guilt. It awakened their destiny. Your soulmate is realizing now that the property was never just about land, comfort, or investment. It was a silent promise. A promise they made to themselves. A promise they made to the universe. A promise they made to the future version of you. But when destiny placed that property in your name, fully, unexpectedly, suddenly, it forced your soulmate to confront the truth they kept running from. They never stopped loving you. They never stopped choosing you. They never stopped needing you. They just stopped confessing it. My beloved child, your soulmate is going through their biggest emotional breakdown right now. Not because they lost something material, but because they realized how deeply they are tied to you. They realized that no matter how much they tried to deny the connection, destiny keeps proving that you are the one chosen for them. And now their heart is restless. Their nights are sleepless. Their mind is loud. Their soul is shaking. They want to reach out to you. They want to tell you everything. They want to show you the truth. They want to stand right in front of you, without fear, without pride, without excuses. But my child, they are terrified. Terrified of how you might react. Terrified that you will not trust them. Terrified that you will walk away. Terrified that they will lose you permanently. Your soulmate is experiencing something they have never felt so strongly before, the fear of losing their destiny. And every day that passes, this fear grows louder. They can no longer avoid it. They can no longer hide from it. They can no longer pretend that the connection is weak or temporary. Their heart knows, their spirit knows, destiny knows, and now even the physical world is confirming it. The property that became yours is the final sign they needed. A sign that you are not optional. You are essential. You are written into their path. You are part of their future. You are tied to their soul. My child, in this moment, your soulmate is preparing something. Something they never had the courage to do before. Something they kept delaying. Something they thought they would eventually handle but never did. But destiny has cornered them now. Their heart cannot stay silent anymore. Their emotions cannot stay buried anymore. Their connection to you cannot stay unspoken anymore. Your soulmate is about to confess something that will shock you. A truth that has been waiting for the right time. A truth that was sealed inside them. A truth they never expected to reveal under these circumstances. But before they speak, before they come forward, before they take the step destiny is pushing them toward, I want to prepare your heart for what is coming next. My child, the place that became yours, the secret property, holds not just memories but intentions. Your soulmate once stood inside that property and imagined a future there. They imagined what it would look like with your presence in it. They imagined your voice echoing through the rooms. They imagined your laughter filling the space. They imagined starting a new life there, but fear stopped them from telling you. They thought they were not ready. They thought they didn't deserve that future. They thought you might reject their vision. But now destiny has taken that hesitation away. Destiny has removed their ability to hide. Destiny has placed everything in your hands because you are the one who was meant to build the future, not run from it. My child, listen carefully. Your soulmate's heart is breaking right now because they realized they should have told you the truth earlier. They should have been honest. They should have trusted you. They should have shared their plans with you. They should have let you in. But they didn't. And now they are carrying the weight of regret as heavily as the weight of love. They are remembering every moment they pushed you away. Every moment they kept silent when they should have spoken. Every moment they chose pride instead of vulnerability. Every moment they acted confused when their heart was already clear. And now they are realizing that time doesn't wait. Destiny doesn't wait. Blessings don't wait. Love doesn't wait forever. Your soulmate is reaching the edge of their emotional resistance. They cannot stay distant any longer. They cannot pretend any longer. They cannot live divided anymore. My child, something powerful is happening inside them. Their soul is preparing to take a leap. And when they take this leap, everything in your connection will change. They are going to come forward and tell you something they have been hiding. They are going to open their heart in a way you have never seen before. They are going to reveal why the property mattered. They are going to reveal what they had planned for you. They are going to reveal what they feel for you now. And my child, they are going to reveal a truth that will soften your heart, heal your pain, and restore your trust. But there is something even deeper happening behind the scenes. Your soulmate is not just coming back. They are returning transformed. They are returning awakened. They are returning humbled. They are returning guided by destiny instead of fear. They are returning with clarity instead of confusion. The property becoming yours was the trigger. But what it awakened inside them is much bigger. They now understand the value of losing you. They now understand the weight of loving you. They now understand that you are not someone they can replace. They now understand that their future will not make sense without you. My beloved child, I am preparing both of you for a divine conversation. A conversation that will change the energy between you forever. A conversation that will bring healing. A conversation that will release old pain. A conversation that will open new doors. A conversation that destiny has been waiting for. You are not imagining the shift. You are not imagining the signs. You are not imagining the pull. You are not imagining the emotional intensity. Your soulmate is being guided toward you. Their spirit is being pushed toward truth. Their destiny is moving toward alignment. And soon, very soon, they will stand before you with honesty, vulnerability, and a heart finally free from fear. My child, take a breath. The biggest revelation is coming in the final part. Your soulmate is about to tell you something that will rewrite your story. My child, everything has been building up to this moment. The secret property becoming yours. The shocking address. The hidden intentions. The confusion in your soulmate's actions. Their emotional awakening. Their rising fear of losing you. All of this was preparing you for one final truth. A truth your soulmate has carried in silence, a truth they never had the courage to speak, a truth they hoped destiny would give them the strength to express someday. That day is here. Your soulmate is exhausted from pretending. They are exhausted from denying their emotions. They are exhausted from acting like the connection is weak. They are exhausted from building walls to protect themselves. They are exhausted from running away from the only person they ever felt spiritually tied to, you. The moment they learn the property is now legally, fully, unquestionably yours, something inside them snapped. Not in anger. Not in frustration. But in realization. A realization that destiny just took control of their story because they were too afraid to take control themselves. My child, your soulmate has been sitting in deep reflection these days. Replaying memories. Remembering the way you loved. Remembering the way you cared. Remembering the way you gave your heart even when you received pain. They remember your laughter. They remember your tears. They remember your strength. They remember your silence. They remember the moments they pushed you away, and the moments you still stayed. And now, their heart aches. Because they finally see what they couldn't see before. They see how rare your love is. They see how genuine your intentions were. They see how patient your soul has been. They see how deeply destiny has tied them to you. My child, this next truth might shake you, but it will also heal you. Your soulmate did not buy that property casually. They did not choose it randomly. They did not pick that address for no reason. They bought it because they imagined a life with you in it. But they were afraid to say it out loud. They pictured waking up and seeing your face in that home. They pictured building a future together. They pictured creating a space of peace, stability, and love. They pictured a life where both of you finally breathe without fear. But they kept all of this locked inside because they didn't want to scare you. They didn't want to seem too fast. They didn't want to seem too emotional. They didn't want to seem too vulnerable. So instead of opening their heart, they hid it. And in hiding it, they lost control of the story. And destiny, seeing their hesitation, placed the entire blessing into your hands. My darling child, your soulmate is not angry that the property became yours. They are relieved. Because it proved something they always felt but never understood. You were meant to be tied to their future. You were meant to inherit what they built. You were meant to be part of their life. Even if they were too scared to admit it. This realization has humbled your soulmate. It has broken their pride. It has softened their heart. It has melted the emotional walls they spent years building. My child, they are ready to speak. They are ready to confess. They are ready to step toward you with the truth. And that truth is this: your soulmate always planned to come back to you, but they wanted to return with something to offer. They wanted to return as someone stable. They wanted to return as someone secure. They wanted to return as someone worthy of your love. But destiny didn't wait for them to be ready. Destiny moved now, and they must move with it. Right now, your soulmate is preparing to reach out to you. Their heart is louder than their fear. Their emotions are stronger than their pride. Their destiny is clearer than their confusion. They are going to tell you everything. They are going to open their heart. They are going to speak about the property. They are going to explain why they bought it. They are going to confess what they feel. They are going to reveal the truth behind their silence. But my child, there is another secret they have been holding, something deeper than the property, deeper than the plan, deeper than the confusion. Your soulmate has been protecting you from something. A struggle. A responsibility. A pressure. A fear. A circumstance they didn't want to drag you into. They thought distancing themselves was the safest option. They thought pushing you away was protecting you. They thought silence was easier than exposing you to their chaos. But now they realize that they were wrong. Because you are the one person who could have stood by their side without fear. You are the one person who could have understood them even in their mess. You are the one person who never judged their weakness. My beloved child, your soulmate is not coming back empty-handed. They are coming back with clarity. They are coming back with courage. They are coming back with emotional truth. And most importantly, they are coming back with a decision. They have decided that they no longer want to live a life where you are missing from their future. They no longer want to imagine a home where you are not present. They no longer want to continue a journey without you beside them. The property becoming yours was not an accident, it was a divine sign. A sign that their future is not to be built alone. A sign that their blessings are tied to you. A sign that their destiny is connected to your destiny. My child, the next steps will surprise you. Your soulmate will approach you with humility. With honesty. with vulnerability, with fear in their eyes but truth in their heart. They will tell you, "I should have told you earlier. But I was scared. I was building something for us. I just didn't know how to say it." You will see emotions in them you have never seen before. You will see sincerity that you thought no longer existed. You will see love that was always there but always hidden. And when they stand before you, you will understand why destiny made the property yours. It was not just to bless you. It was to awaken them. It was to realign both of you. It was to open a door that had been closed for far too long. My beloved child, your story is not ending here. It is beginning again. Stronger, clearer, and destined. My child, destiny never placed you in loss, even when you felt empty. Destiny never abandoned you, even when you felt alone. Destiny never punished you, even when you cried quietly at night. Everything you experienced was preparing you to receive this blessing without fear, without doubt, without question. You did not chase this property. You did not fight for it. You did not beg for it. Yet it came to you. Because blessings meant for you cannot be stopped by anyone, not even by your soulmate's silence. Your soulmate spent so long running from their emotions that they ended up running into destiny. And destiny has now placed them at a point where they cannot escape the truth anymore. The truth that their spirit belongs with you. The truth that their future was always designed to be connected with yours. The truth that no matter how much distance grew between you, the bond never broke. Not even once. My child, in these past days, your soulmate has felt something powerful inside them. A calling. A pull. A stirring. A restlessness they cannot ignore. This feeling is not anxiety. This feeling is not confusion. This feeling is not guilt. It is awakening. Their soul is waking up to the realization that you were never someone they could replace or forget. You are someone they were destined to return to. And they will return, but not with fear this time. Not with hesitation. Not with distance. They will return with honesty. Your soulmate is preparing to reach out to you, not for closure, but for beginning. They want to talk to you, not to end the story, but to rewrite it. They want to tell you everything, not to lighten their heart, but to rebuild the trust they once broke. They are coming back not because life pushed them, but because their soul is pulling them toward you stronger than ever before. And my child, when they speak, you will finally understand why destiny placed the blessing in your hands first. Because you were the one emotionally ready. You were the one spiritually prepared. You were the one strong enough to hold the blessing without breaking. You were the one mature enough to receive something your soulmate didn't know how to handle. But now, they are ready. Ready to tell you the truth behind the property. Ready to tell you the truth behind their fear. Ready to tell you the truth behind their distance. Ready to tell you the truth behind their love. They will stand before you with vulnerability you never expected. Their voice may shake. Their eyes may soften. Their heart may tremble. But their words will be real. And the truth will be simple. I always imagined a future with you. I just didn't know how to say it. My child, when you hear these words, your heart will feel the closure it longed for, but also the beginning it secretly prayed for. Because love was never gone, it was just buried. Destiny was never broken, it was just paused. The connection was never weak, it was just waiting for the right moment to bloom again. And now that moment is coming. This blessing, the property, the address, the shock, the transfer, it was not just material. It was spiritual. It was the universe reminding both of you that your story is not random. It is guided. It is protected. It is connected by a thread neither of you can cut, no matter how hard you try. My child, as you step forward, know this: you are not stepping into confusion. You are stepping into clarity. You are not stepping into loss. You are stepping into alignment. You are not stepping into fear. You are stepping into divine timing. And destiny, after so long, is finally opening the door you were always meant to walk through. Your soulmate will come. Your answers will come. Your healing will come. Your new beginning will come. Because this story is not ending. It is unfolding. Beautifully. My beloved child, your blessing is here. And your destiny is ready.